Good morning, world. This is Dr. Rico Short, the root canal specialist to the stars, the grace life teacher, the inspirational motivator for you on this terrific Tuesday. Now let's get to the root of your problem. Today, I want to talk to you guys about frustration is the bridge to transformation. Frustration is the bridge to transformation. How many of you guys have ever been frustrated out there? Click like, wave a hand, push heart. I know I have. Frustration will come to all of us. If you are a human being, you will get frustrated. You may be getting frustrated because you can't lose weight. You may be frustrated because you can't gain weight. You may be frustrated because you don't have enough in your bank account. You may be frustrated because you have too much in your bank account and you don't know what to do with it. You may be frustrated because your marriage isn't not going the way it's supposed to be. You also may be frustrated because your marriage isn't going the way that you thought it would or it should. We all will get frustrated. The key is, are you going to use frustration as a tool? Or are you going to use frustration as something that's going to hold you back? And I just want to encourage you, man, frustration is a tool that God used to transform us and to transport us to another level. Because if we don't have frustration, it's easy to get settled. It's easy to stop. It's easy to get stagnant. Just to be stagnant. If He allows frustration in your life, it's to disturb you, to move you forward. Did you know disturbance comes to us oftentimes to move us forward? Because God never wants you to settle at the level you're in. And yes, you may have done some incredible things in your past. You may be doing some incredible things in your present. But did you know God has even more than you could ever ask, think, or imagine in your future? And you can't get there if you're just complacent to where you are right now. Some of you guys, God has put in your heart to start a new business. Some of you guys, God put in your heart to sell your home and to buy another one. Some guys some guys have in their heart that they need to, start an online course. But you're like, man, I don't know where to start. Or man, it's too expensive. Or I don't have anybody to help me. Let me tell you, God is waiting on you to ask Him. Have you asked God? Have you said, Father, I'm stuck in this position in my marriage. Father, I'm stuck in this position in my place of employment. Father, I'm stuck in this position in my mind. Can you help me? He's always willing and waiting to help you in your present situation. Frustration is transportation. Get that in your spirit right now. Frustration is transportation. Because oftentimes, if you don't get sick and tired of where you are, you're not going to change. I'm going to repeat that. If you don't get sick and tired of where you are, you can't change. And God has called us to go from glory to glory, from grace to grace, to faith. And today on this terrific Tuesday, man, I just want to encourage you to let you know that God has so much more in store for you. Don't let the frustrations hold you back. Don't let frustration be a disability. Don't let frustrations cause you to lose your ability to stretch, to learn, to grow. I've been frustrated several times in my career. Man, when I first decided I wanted to go into doing root canals, when I got underneath that microscope, man, I used to have migraine headaches. I used to be like, man, this is not going to work, man. It takes me 8 hours to do one root canal. Yes, when I first started, it took me 8 hours to do one root canal. And I'm like, man, this is frustrating. I don't like it. This is something new. And I'm going to tell you something. Anytime you start something new, you're going to get frustrated. I'm going to repeat that. Anytime you start something new, especially if it's going to benefit you and make you better, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to be like, why did I choose this? Because that's what happened to me. And if you look through the Bible, man, that's what happened to a lot of the biblical, giants. When God told Abram to leave his home, he was comfortable there. He knew everybody there. He said, leave everybody you know and go to a foreign land. He was just like, why? It's because God you to depend on him and not yourself. And you continue to be around people you know, people who always going to support you. Guess what, man? You're not going to ask God for help because you have other people holding your ladder instead of him. Ooh, that's a word right there. So let me go back to me. So when I started training down in Nova Southeastern, looking through the microscope, I was like, man, this is not going to work. I should have went back. I should quit and go back to general dentistry. And I can imagine that's what the people of the children of God that were in the wilderness, and it was like, it's hot out here. I don't have the right food. I don't have the right water, man. I want to go back. Don't you know frustration wants you to go back to previous trouble? But frustration, like I said, is transportation to your next level. So I stuck it out. I finished my endodontic training after 2 years. I got done. I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go, man. You know what? After I did that one root canal, when I first started, that first day in my root canal training, in my endodontic residency in Nova Southeastern, it took me 8 hours. When I graduated, man, you know what? I was down to 4. And I was frustrated. I'm like, okay, God, thank you for taking me from 8 hours to doing one root canal to do it well. So I'm still frustrated. And he said, son, hang in there. And this message is for somebody who's frustrated where they are right now in their career, in their marriage, in their finances, in their health. Hang in there. Don't quit. God is with you. He's Emmanuel. God is with us. So then someone told me, and I thank God for people that speak these things in my life. He said, Rico, you know what? You just graduated from your endodontic training. Congratulations. But it takes 3 to 5 years to get into that sweet spot. And I'm like, what do you mean sweet spot? Into that wheelhouse where you can do this in under an hour. And I'm like, are you serious right now? Because it doesn't feel like it. And after 3 to 5 years, this person was correct. After 3 to 5 years, and then I was able to do a root canal and do it well in under an hour. And some of you guys right now are frustrated because you haven't given time a chance. You want everything instant. You want to live that microwave mentality. You want to be able to, just like you scroll through the gram and you look at everybody's pictures and everybody's vacation, you think everything is great, but what they don't tell you is that it took them 8 hours to put on that makeup. What they don't tell you is them and their spouse was fussing and fighting before they took that selfie. What they don't tell you is that they had to borrow money from their 401k just to take that trip to Dubai. What they don't tell you is that they didn't even pay their bills just so they can flash on the ground, so they can floss on the ground. They don't tell you that they're driving a G-Wagon, but they staying in an apartment. Y'all ain't ready on this terrific Tuesday for me to get to the root of y'all problems and to educate you. That's why I said educate. I done created a word for y'all. So today, man, on this terrific Tuesday, I just want to encourage you, man. Use frustration as a stepping stone. Use frustration as a stepping stone. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Use the current frustration, what you're going through right now, as a stepping stone and give it time. Give it time. I'll repeat that one more time. Give it time. If someone walks away from your life, guess what? That means that they were not meant to be in it. You have to turn the page. You're starting a new chapter. Heck, you started a whole new book. Some of you guys are starting a whole new book and you're getting frustrated because that one chapter ended. No, man, you're starting a whole new book. God has something brand new in store for you. God has something great for you. But if you keep holding on to your past, you're never going to be able to receive the future. See, some of you guys are holding on to your past and reliving the past and want to go back to the 70s and the 80s and the good old days. And when you do that, guess what? You become blinded to what God is doing now in your present and in your future. And you won't ever get there. You'll be like the children of Israel that did not go into their promised land because they had fear, doubt, and unbelief. And the only ones that went in there was Caleb and Joshua and everybody else that was 21 years old and younger. Why? Because they believed. They did not let frustration hold them back and keep them stagnant. They used frustration as a stepping stool. They used frustration as a transportation to get to their divine destination. Ooh, Holy Spirit, say that one more time. They used frustration as divine transportation to get to their present destination. They use frustration. Has something amazing in store for you in your present right now and in your future. Hope you got something out of this. If you did it, like I always say, share this message. Go and subscribe to my YouTube page, Dr. Rico Short. And also go out and check out my books, In the Eye of a Storm and Get into the Root of Your Problem. I love you. I'm praying for you. Frustration is going to be your transportation. Grace Life. Peace.